Very warm welcome from MSPA Europe Africa, dear members. Let me first personally welcome you all at our last event of 2023, this time our online hub. Thank you all for joining us, and I'm sure you will get some useful insights from your professional association. What a year again! It was again a very challenging year. We had to react to the changing economic situation in Europe and Africa. Uh, we have to adapt our businesses to some changes in the geopolitical situation and absorb the effects of the war conflicts. And there was a very rapid onset of artificial intelligence, which became a buzzword all over the world. Our professional association has a undoubted role in that we can talk about these aspects at our online events or face-to-face meetings, and we can share our know-how and best practices to find solution to move our industry forward in a changing world. Thank you all for your active approach and contribution throughout the whole year. And let's now move to our program. Our hub session will take about 1 hour. And now let's go through the outline of our hub presentation. Nikki, we can skip this one. We will give you updates from our board teams. And we will start with membership, continue with education, events, and the last one will be an update from marketing team. So I will now pass to Andy, who will share the membership update with us.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully you can all hear me. It's great to see you. It's great to have you here. Nikki, can everyone see this screen okay? Excellent. Okay, so I am going to talk to you about membership. I look after the membership team with my wonderful colleagues here, Istvan, who oversees our Eastern European members, Abdul in Africa, Monica in Italy and Southern Europe, Lewis as well in Portugal, Spain, and our wonderful Nikki, of course. So I'm just going to give you a brief overview of the year and our great plans for next year. Next slide, please, Nikki. Okay, so what's our job in the membership team? Our main job is to understand you, our members, what you need, what you want for us, and ensure that the MSPA is meeting those needs. You know, you are members of this great association, but we have to be delivering what you want. Of course, one of our other roles is to attract and welcome new members. We want to keep growing this membership, this association, particularly in tricky times. So actually in 2023, more of our focus was on reviewing each of our markets, the mystery shopping industry and our key markets, and targeting those new members. Of course, we don't forget about existing members. They're our most important people, and we've still been talking to you a lot last year. But in 2024, we just want to refocus that a little bit back to you, make sure all of our members across Europe and Africa are making the most of your membership, and you're engaging as many of your staff as possible. We don't just want to be talking to managers and CEOs, we want to be talking to everyone and making sure everyone in your organization is making the most of the MSPA. So once you've re-signed early next year, the quicker the better, we will be sending you out a short survey that really gives us a good understanding of what you want to see. So please answer that survey when it comes. It will be really, really helpful. Next slide, please, Nikki. Okay, just continuing on with what Václav said, there were some big themes in 2023. Again, it had some hardships. There were, of course, continuing impact of conflicts which affected our region and the wider world. We all know there are continuing economic difficulties, and I'm sure many of you will be aware that clients and procurement teams are reviewing budgets. And as Václav said, AI made a big splash. That's probably the biggest theme of the year. What has that meant for mystery shopping? It has meant that undertaking mystery shopping in certain countries has been a challenge. We are well aware of that. And of course, the cost of living has impacted our costs, including things like shopper fees. This may well continue into next year, and we've got to continue to be aware of this and help you get through it. But there are positives like AI. What can AI do in terms of efficiency gains? What that has meant is that we have had a bit of an impact on membership. We have lost a small number of members this year. That's mainly due to conflicts in certain countries and members in those countries not being able to continue their membership. We have seen some closures, but mainly of second offices. So whilst our main members have stayed, the odd second office has gone. And we have seen buyouts and mergers, which means that previously 2 members have come into 1, which we may continue to see more of. But positively, we have welcomed 11 new members, which is a great thing to see in this environment. And here they are. So I don't know if you're here, but I want to say a big welcome from me again to our association. And look at the spread of countries there, from Norway and Sweden in the north to new African members, a couple from the Netherlands, one from Australia, Portugal, Spain in the south, and of course new members in Eastern Europe. So whilst we've lost a few, not for external reasons, we have welcomed 11, and they're telling us they're joining because they see big opportunities in mystery shopping. They really see the value of mystery shopping for their clients, and new members understand the value that MSPA gives them. So hopefully we'll see these new members over the course of the year. Big welcome. Please get networking and speak to other members. As I said, these are the reasons that our family continues to grow, why people stay members, and why we attract new members. Again, we'll be putting out a survey just to confirm all this, but this is what the MSPA gives you. Support and education. There's going to be masterclasses this year, conference papers, educational courses. We'll come on to look at this in the marketing and education sections. Big opportunities for networking, not just at the conference, but on things like this. Linking into experts, WhatsApp groups, which we have in Africa and the UK. Of course, people join us because of the MSPA logo. In certain countries and regions, clients want MSPA members. And if you get to elite status, that shows that you are in the real top tiers of mystery shopping companies. And don't forget promotion and marketing, the ability to advertise on our site, use the logo, use membership in your pitches and proposals. But we want to give you what we want, or what you want, as you say, that all these great things come with this MSPA package. Next one, please, Nikki. But what, of course, we want to ensure is that members across Europe and Africa are fully catered for and all your needs are met. So going into 2024, and we'll hear all about this, we have a really nice spread of venues and events going on all across our region. So Renelle in Africa and Abdul are doing loads with our African members, webinars, education, networking. There's a WhatsApp group. We really want to grow Africa more. We've got at least 3 big events happening. Well, more details to follow, but look out for the workshop in Budapest in March, in our Eastern European region. We've got our great conference in Cyprus in the south, and a forum which is probably going to be in the west in February and November. Not only do we want to cover all the regions, but we want to make sure, as I said earlier, that all of your people benefit from the MSPA. So we are looking at offering different workshops, different hubs, etc., for different people, for owners, CEOs. We've got the conference and, of course, the forum, which we launched for the first time recently. For business development people, the conference is ideal for networking and working with other partners, as well as masterclasses. We've got the conference and masterclasses for client and project managers who look after their clients and managers, but we also have workshops and e-learning for operations. So we're really trying to cover all of your people and want them engaged as much as we can. As we spoke about at the last conference, inflation has been incredibly high this year. It has been hitting us all. And as we agreed at the last conference, there will be a small increase. We didn't increase last year despite inflation, but there'll be a small increase this year. It is only 4.8% annually. That's 25 euros, which in some countries is the cost of one mystery shopping assessment. So we've had to do this. That's as low as we can keep it with inflation, but that's a really small increase, and we think you get big bang for your bucks. So please renew, everyone, in January. The big thing to look out for is elite membership, which we'll come on to. But the other things we really want you to look for in 2024 is membership renewal. So please get that in as soon as possible. Once that's gone in, you will get a follow-up member survey. As I said earlier, it'd be great if you could follow that up. And you will get a phone call or an email from your local MSPA rep in the membership team. There are some great upcoming events which we talked about. And as I said, please apply for elite status. That deadline is the 19th of January. And the advertising and marketing we saw last year from our elite members was all over. And we think it will really help you in proposals and pitches and client conversations. We will confirm the rules in the new year, but you've got to pay on time, please. So get those renewals in. We have to see the use of your logo on websites and email addresses. Attend our events. You've got to be up to date on learning, and we want you to contribute to the MSPA. You benefit from that. We benefit from that. Other members benefit from that. So please speak at an event. Write a press article. Recommend a speaker or paper. Get involved. This association will only get better when you are involved. And what we see from our elite members is they report stronger year-on-year growth. That we really are, some of the top mystery shopping organizations in the world, MSPA members, and certainly elite status. So please look out for those rules and apply. Our goal, as ever, is to ensure that our members are best in class. You are the best mystery shopping companies out there. We want to continue helping to connect, learn, and share, and we will grow together. This is still a big, buoyant mystery shopping industry, and we all want to move that forward and be as successful as we can. So hopefully that was useful. I'm heading over to Nigel now.
Hi, Andy. Thank you very much. Welcome. Good morning to everyone. Hope you're having a great Friday morning. 10 days to go till Christmas, I believe. So I'm sure you're all ready for whatever's coming up. I just want to remind everyone we have the discussion forum. So if you want to chat in there or make comments or ask questions, go for it. And I can see some activity there, but I'd encourage everyone to use that. I think it's down there somewhere. So yes, please use that. Nikki, let's have a look at the slides we've got. We've got a brief show for you today. We're going to do a recap of the year that's just gone and talk about some of the things coming up. But we wouldn't have got where we got to so far without the help of these great people. Jill has been masterminding our case study program. Renelle has been doing great work in Africa with some support from Stefan. And Nikki and I just sort of fill in the gaps around the edges. Hopefully we can give you a full education program in the coming year. So let's move on, Nikki. We've got a number of main achievements. We've managed to update the guidelines. We've held another hub virtual meeting, and we've had a really good workshop in Amsterdam. I'll talk a little bit about that shortly and about some other workshop opportunities this year. We had a great conference in Portugal, second time round in the Algarve, but I think that worked really well. And a real highlight for us was our first forum in Roma. And we'll talk about some of the follow-up stuff from that in a minute. Let's just spend a moment, though, talking about case studies. And this is where we need your continued help. We've had great case study input so far in the last 12 months, thanks to Alex, who I know is online somewhere there. Thank you, Alex. And Lewis, and also from Stefan. I believe they're all in the background somewhere. But we need more. And I think more and more exercises where we can not just promote good quality case studies, but actually multiply that out in social media. Aslav will talk about that later. But every time that we get a case study, it's getting massive coverage across all the channels we've got, not just within our audiences. So use that as an opportunity going forward this year. And we'll be talking more about how to generate great case studies in some of the events we've got coming up this year. So moving on, Nikki. I just want to take you back to the operations workshop that we had, which was in Amsterdam in March last. Seems like only yesterday. It was a great event. Rena and Monica hosted this, and it became a real point of discussion for the people that were in that group. They exchanged a lot of information about best operational practice, and we've got a lot of clear voices about what makes good operational delivery, particularly with shoppers and questionnaire development and so on. We had a great conference. I think we all enjoyed it. We had some really good speakers. We had a very good rating from the conference, but we learned a few things that we want to put in place this year. So we're going to spend even more time networking and generating solutions together for our conference as we go forward in Cyprus this year. And then we've also done a lot of work in Africa. Renelle and Abdul have engaged with a number of members and prospective members in Africa. We've had coffee meetings and webinars and Q&A sessions, and we're really starting to get some engagement. And we think we may even get to a point where we're hosting a large number of these people from Africa in our conference at Cyprus. And we're promising some case studies that show good practice in the African continent about the use of mystery shopping. So, and then moving on, Nikki, the big highlight for us towards the end of the year was our forum in Rome, our first ever forum. It was a great event. It was also a very challenging event. We had 19 delegates there and a full 1.5 day program. And we didn't get to where we wanted to get to at the end. We just talked about so many issues. So we're planning a follow-up forum 1.1 for those attendees and others who may wish to join us, more of which later, where we can really drill into some of the main issues. And as we move on, the main issues that came out, and this is really informing a lot of our content for this year, these are the main issues. How do you engage with employees? How do you mobilize your operations so you have more usable shoppers and you have higher quality work? How do you retain and grow long-term client relationships? How do you use technology and AI and everything else that's emerging in that space? And what is the financial perspective for our marketplace and for the companies that are around? So those are the key points that we're going to be taking forward in the follow-up forum and in later forums, or fora, I think the right term is, towards the end of the year. So let's move on. So what's next? I'll give you an overview of the program for next year. It kind of looks like this. So if we start with the first one, Nikki, the key themes that we're developing are these: cost effectiveness, employee engagement, shopper motivation, and emerging technology. And we wanted to bring that into a clear message, so we've got a real focus for next year. And we just want to take a quick step back if we can. If we look at this circle, these are what we've been discussing of all the events that have affected the MSPA since we started in Europe, Africa. We started during a boom. We then had a period of bust and recession. We saw the emergence of web and social affecting our work. Then we saw CX, the cause célèbre, sometimes the label below which we hang mystery shopping, but one of the reasons why mystery shopping exists, exploded in importance. Then we saw the issues around privacy and GDPR. Then we had a little bit of a health problem with the pandemic on a global scale that affected all sorts of things, and a knock-on effect through other reasons, also with the cost of living and expectations in economy. And then we've had the emergence of AI as an opportunity and a threat, and we've had emerging conflict in not just our region, but in many places all over the world. And what we've found is that mystery shopping and the MSPA have have, if you like, emerged from each of those things with both a positive view and an opportunistic view as well. And that means that we have to really stay focused on how we handle the events that affect us going forward. And that's why we've come up with this theme for the whole of next year. And this is, Nikki, if we move on, this is what we're trying to deliver in all of the moments of truth we have together. Doing best what matters most. There's a lot of things to be done, but the most important thing is to do well the things that are the highest on our agenda. And that applies to our clients to help them do best what matters most and give them services they need, to help our people do well the important things, and for our businesses, for the businesses we represent, to stay focused on the things that will make a difference to us. And that's our theme for next year. And if we look at that with a slightly different dimension, that means we have to keep building the relevance of mystery shopping. So we want to be more active in social media, more active with case studies, more active with points of view right across the spectrum, both ourselves and our members. And they keep pushing authenticity. There's a lot of providers in our space. We need to make sure our members are the very, very best providers of mystery shopping and associated services. So all of that comes together to say, if we do best what matters most, we can make the most of the key opportunities and we can address the challenges we face. And they kind of look like this as far as we're concerned. These are the things that really make a difference. Are our leaders agile? Are they thinking creatively and understanding how they need to diversify the proposition, extend into new sectors and grow by territory? Those are the opportunities that we're seeing. And then overcome the political and legislative challenges we have, the economic challenges and the changes that are ahead there, the social and environmental things that we know that are going on, and above all else, technological advancement. How are we going to make sure that what we do is still in the vanguard of technology and making the most of the technology that's ahead of us? So all of those things are going to come together, and they're going to come together particularly in the events that we have planned. So if we look at our events team, these 4 people, we're really putting together probably the most intensive program of events that we've ever had next year. And I'll come on to what they are in a minute, but we couldn't be doing it without the great efforts of particularly Nikki and Andy and Vaslav to bring all these things to fruition. And these are the main headlines that we've got. We've got a follow-up forum in February, 1.1 we're calling it, that is open to people that attended the first forum, and there are a few places left for other people if they want to join the conversation. We have a masterclass in Budapest in March 13th to 14th. I'll tell you more about that in a minute. We have the conference in May, which I'm sure you're already starting to book. The registration is open, and then we'll do a forum in November. And if I just spend one moment on the forum, if I may, Nikki. As I've said, we've got 11 people confirmed already for that forum, but we have 3 or 4, maybe 5 spaces left. So if you want to join a conversation with some important senior players in our marketplace about those 5 points I mentioned earlier, people, operations, clients, technology, and financial, we're opening that up now. Time is short. We need to know within the next couple of weeks, if not first week in January, very latest, if anyone else wishes to join us. But it's a really active place to discuss important issues. So I'm hoping that people that couldn't make it for the first one can make it for the second one. And that's the 7th and 8th of February. Then we have Nikki coming up. This is really interesting for us. What Andy spoke earlier on about how we need to reach different audiences within your organization. And we've done a lot for senior leadership. and we've done a lot for operations people. We want to do more for those people that manage clients and manage projects. They are the bread and butter of every business. They are the people maintaining the client relationships. And we've come up with a masterclass program that we're going to operate in Budapest. As you can see, the date is the 14th of March or 13th, 14th of March. And we're going to cover 4 main subjects in that. This is targeted at those client and projects that manage client onboarding and manage client relationships and manage project delivery. So we've got a session on client onboarding, which is all about establishing the right ground rules before you start, establishing the KPIs for the program and what makes success. We've got a piece on how you manage projects effectively using the latest principles in project management, also how you manage change. Change management is vitally important because requirements are changing all the time. And if you don't have a clean process for managing change, then things become difficult in a business. And then looking at the outputs, how do you turn the data into insight and that insight into action? So if we started with the KPIs from onboarding, are we delivering against those KPIs, and is the organization you're measuring delivering against them? And do you deliver ROI? So it's a journey, if you like, from the start, managing the project, looking at the data, creating insight, and delivering ROI. And we think that's a really important program that is open to everyone, but particularly aimed at those people that manage those key client relationships in your business, and a chance for people to network together and learn. So as we said, that's coming up 14th of March. Registration is open, as it is for the next one, which is our conference, and the theme, surprise, surprise, is doing best what matters most. But we are registration is open, and the call for speakers will go out later today. We have that ready to go. We have a couple of ideas already lined up, but what we're particularly interested in is trying to make more of the conference interactive with the audience, around conversations and discussions, and almost get back to what we were doing a few years ago, which is to treat part of the conference like one giant focus group. How can we all work together to identify what matters most, what needs to be done best? So that's coming up. Registration is open. Make sure that's in your agenda. And then we will be running a follow-up forum in November as well. So those people that haven't joined that journey so far can join it again towards the end of the year, and maybe we will have resolved some of the issues that we're already tackling and identified new ones to go forward with. So quite a packed program. If we were to just summarize that on one page, these are the dates for your diary. You will be getting a lot of emails about these from Nikki and I in the coming days. And then we have that all on one page, Nikki. If we just show the next slide. There we go. So that's all of it chronologically. We've got a number of things still carrying on in Q4, and we've got some case studies coming in. We're in the hub now. We've got a Budapest and a follow-up forum. We've got some webinars coming and some more LMS work coming in Q1, conference in Q2, hopefully a chance for us to all take a bit of a breather in Q3, but still some stuff coming forward, and then Q4 forum at the end of the year, and then a final end of year hub. So that's all in one place. We need your help. We need your support as well with a lot of this. So look out for emails from Nikki, and where we'll be asking for speaker contributions and case study contributions and registrations to those great opportunities to connect, learn and share. So I'm going to hand it all over to Václav now. He's going to talk to us about marketing.
Thank you, Nigel. Thank you, Andy, for your updates from education and events team. And let's now continue with our marketing update. Let me thank to my colleagues in marketing team, Rina, Thanasis, Bernarda, and Nikki. And let's now move to our actions. You can see the outline of the marketing team. There was an elite membership 2023 promotion. It was a massive promotion of our members at our social media platforms, which we really appreciate. And I would share something about some member articles, case studies, and podcasts. It's like packed under a, let's say, share with us action. Then I will talk shortly about Smiling Report 2023 Summer Series, a new action led by my colleague Bernarda and Thanasis. Then a very new one, Guide to Mystery Shopping, we released in the middle of 2023. Newsletters, social media awareness, and Christmas greetings at the end. There was a very massive marketing communication related Elite Membership 2023. And I would like to thank to all members who contributed and shared information about it. We've received 43 actually applications. So this year, 43 holders at MSPA Europe, Africa, and you can see the list of holders on the slide. Almost every member who got this elite membership status shared this information on social media platforms, which makes you all visible on our social media platforms. So let's continue in this, and let's motivate other members to ask for this special prize in the coming year as well. You can share with us your case studies. You can share with us your member articles. And again, you can share with us or ask for having a podcast at MSPA Europe Africa to make your company visible at MSPA. We can arrange a podcast with you led by Thanasis, and we can then share your findings, your business stories on our social media streams. So again, we need your support. You can discuss with us your business stories, your brand new case studies, or member articles, and we can then publish your stories on our blog at the MSPA website or on social media platforms. This year, more than 40 companies participated in our Smiling Report survey. It's a worldwide benchmark survey led by my colleague Bernarda. And if you want to join us for the upcoming year, please submit your final data until January 31st. And we will then process the data and publish again the final results at least until the end of May 2024. I would like to thank to my colleagues Rina and Nikki for sharing with us news items and regular newsletters. We try to inform you regularly, twice or 3 times every year regarding the news in our association. Actually, that was our new action led by Bernarda and Thanasis during the end of August 2023. We've organized a summer series of polls on LinkedIn platform and followed the polls. There was like a discussion or interview between Thanasis and Bernarda, and they were both discussing the findings on LinkedIn. So maybe we will repeat such an action during the upcoming year as well. Let's move on to Guide to Mystery Shopping. We've put together a guide to mystery shopping. This guide can be used just like towards our clients, our colleagues, to make them familiar with mystery shopping and try to onboard them or teach them about our industry. So let me thank to the whole board to put this document together. In the mid of year, we've asked you for participation in a global shopper survey. We've put together with Stefan, a questionnaire for mystery shoppers all over the world. And we are now analyzing the results, and we will publish outcomes from this global shopper survey in the coming weeks, and we will share the key findings with you in following weeks. If you wanna join our learning management system, there is still an option to join courses for shoppers or for your company's members. If you have a look on our social media platforms, you can see that we have more than 1,700 followers on LinkedIn right now. We are focusing mainly on this B2B platform, and there is a plus 31% a year. So LinkedIn is right now our key platform for sharing news from our association. On the right side, you can now see Instagram or Facebook and X social media platform. We are not growing rapidly, but still sharing the key actions on these social medias. Let's go now briefly through the social media awareness. You can see posts from our face-to-face events. Now you can see some pictures from our workshop in Amsterdam. This workshop was focused mainly on operations excellence. Now you can see some pictures from our annual conference in Algarve, Portugal. There was a lot of buzz. We have promoted our speakers at the conference in Algarve, and I would like to thank all speakers who joined us for this great conference. And our ever first forum we've had in Rome in November. It was a brilliant new event, and there was a lot of social interaction on our social media platforms, and I would like to thank all participants for sharing our posts. Let's move on to our last part. We asked you to contribute to our Christmas video, and imagine I've received 29 Christmas video greetings. I'm currently working on putting all the stuff together, and we plan to publish the MSPA Europe Africa Christmas video greeting on December 21st, 22nd, and I would like to share with you a small teaser. I've gathered a really beautiful Christmas greetings from many of you. So watch our social media platforms, and during the, 1 week, you will see the result of this Christmas action. I would like to thank you for the whole 2023. It's my big pleasure to have you on board at MSPA Europe Africa. I would like to thank you for active approach on our events and conferences. And I would like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. and of course, a very prosperous 2024. If you want to say somebody from us or your colleagues to say hi, you can still join or stay at the hub and join the group to share with us your thoughts and your wishes for 2024. Thank you very much. And okay.
Happy
Thank
Christmas,
you.
everyone.
Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.